Lucy, what you doing?
Well, I'm about to eat a hamburger, but all these insects are bothering me. They're just everywhere.
It's hard to eat a burger with all these bees and flies everywhere.
I know. You want to share it with me?
Sure.
Okay.
That burger looks great.
Let me go get a fly swatter. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, Michelle. What are you doing?
Hey, Kathy. I'm just waiting on Lucy. We're fixing to share a burger. But all these insects are getting in our food, and so she went to get a fly swatter. Maybe, do you think it's these bright colored flowers that are attracting the insects?
Well, it could be, but let's think about this for a minute. Before we kill anything, you know, the bees and the flies, they are pollinators, and that's how we get flowers and how they reproduce. So if you think about all the things that are on this hamburger, really, we need the pollinators, the bees and the insects and the flies to have all these things.
What does a burger have to do with it? I thought pollinators just pollinated flowers, not burgers.
Well, because a lot of these things have flowers to develop into fruits that we need to pick to use for our hamburger.
So you're telling me that all of the foods that I see on this burger are here because of pollinators?
That's right. Our diets are full of foods which depend on bee pollination. Pollinators are the foundation of life. They're responsible for bringing us an estimated 1 out of every 3rd bite of food.
Really? That's so interesting. Tell me more.
Go. Well, I've been taking this class, and it's really interesting. It's about pollination ecology. And one of the things that we learned that without pollinators, we wouldn't have 90% of the food source that we do have.
90%? Wow.
90%.
Well, let's look at the burger. What are things that are pollinated by insects?
Well, our avocados are pollinated by leafcutter bees and honeybees, so without those, we wouldn't have avocados.
So if we had no pollinators, no avocados.
Right.
Get rid of the avocados. What about pickles?
Well, pickles are from cucumbers, and cucumbers are also pollinated by honeybees, so...
No pollinators, no pickles.
That's right.
Okay. What about the tomatoes?
No, tomatoes are also pollinated by honeybees, so without the honeybees, we wouldn't have the tomatoes.
So no tomatoes?
No tomatoes, and if we didn't have tomatoes, then we wouldn't have what else?
No ketchup?
No ketchup.
Oh, no ketchup. Okay, well, onions? Surely pollinators don't like onions.
You wouldn't think so, but they do need the pollinators. They're also pollinated by honeybees, so no tomatoes
Goodbye,
or no
onions.
onions.
Okay, well now we're down to the green. How about the lettuce?
No, lettuce are also pollinated by honeybees. So,
No lettuce.
no lettuce.
Well, then I'll just have a meat and cheeseburger.
Well, actually, no, because dairy products, dairy cows eat alfalfa, which are pollinated by honeybees and leafcutter bees, and if they eat the alfalfa, then we wouldn't have that.
No cheese.
No cheese.
The meat?
No, not really even the meat, because of the cows eating the alfalfa that's pollinated by the bees, then we wouldn't have those.
No meat. So all we're left with is bread. Is it pollinated by a pollinator too?
Well, this is made from wheat, which is actually wind pollination, so we could probably still have the bread.
So that would be your 90% right there.
Yeah, that's our 10% left over.
That's not very appetizing, just bread.
No, it's not.
Wow.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
It is. Thanks for teaching me about pollinators.
You're welcome. It's been a great class. I'm going to go get something to drink while we're waiting.
Okay.
Well, Michelle, I couldn't find the fly swatter, but I found some chocolate chip pecan cookies for us to have for dessert. What happened to that hamburger?
Well, I have a lot to share with you. I've learned a lot from our friend Kathy about pollinators. And you know what? We can't even eat the cookies without pollinators because they make the chocolate and the pecans by pollinating the flowers.
So these bees and flies that were bugging us, I guess we better not kill them after all.
They're very helpful. Let me tell you about it.